Forward to shaking the hand of my enemy.
If you need help, talk to one of the receptionists.
Welcome to Versailles. We make tomorrow look like yesterday. How can I help you?
I'm looking for Mr. Hundley.
He's upstairs making his rounds. Look for a man in a black suit.
Thank you.
We're all out of company brochures. You miss the psionics people. They went to the Lucky Money.
You do not require a security pass to visit the first 3 levels of offices.
Going up.
Late night.
You don't have to show ID.
My feet are killing me.
I have to keep watch.
Help you find who you are looking for.
I have to keep watch.
Help you find who you are looking for.
Don't worry about it, Ian. We're very laid back around here. You must have a security pass to visit the laboratories. Maybe Mr. Hundley can show you around. You must have a security pass to visit the laboratories.
You work at Psionics? You look like you could have the juice. Receptor pressing proposal is kicking my ass. Then won't let me leave until it's done. Hardly what's that in humanity. Who wants to smell the difference between xenon and radon? Plus, they just won't own anything genetic, any secrets. Leave a lot of free stuff, as far as management cares. My job is to find ways to add value. The whole society is built on the factory model. Schools, business, media. Need person X through process Y and add capability Z. Do I not clinics? Yes, I better get back to work. I'm so sick of staring at a computer screen. Yes, I better get back to work.
Mr. Hundley, shift supervisor. Who might you be?
I'm contracting this month. Quite a facility you have here.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, we're pretty proud of the work we're doing.
Any chance I could get a tour of the labs?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. Trade secrets and all that.
I'll make it worth your while.
To the tune of what? 2,000?
Never mind.
Ready to make a deal? 2,000 for a look at our laboratories?
Never mind.
Please address inquiries to my supervisor. I have work to do. can't be bothered. Go away. They will think I'm talking to you. I can't be bothered.
Please stay out of the work area. Data entry personnel are not permitted to speak to visitors. Our employees know the rules and will obey. Don't make me call security. Data entry personnel are not permitted to speak to visitors.
So much for the schedule, right, mate?
The schedule? Yeah, sure.
It's swell to miss a day of work, but they bloody hell better push back the delivery. I know I won't be done.
They'll understand.
At least the super freighters on our way to America. No more special agents nosing about up here.
Special agents?
You know, the ones in the suits with grey skin. Eyes tattooed on the backs of their necks. I'd sure like to know what was in those tanks to make them so uptight. Didn't get a jot of work done today. Why bother data entry? They had me on a forklift. Am I just a common labourer? Wasn't I hired for my expertise? In a former life, I was a mule dragging a stone plough up a hill in northern Thailand. I bloody hell refuse to work at gunpoint again. I'm a professional, goddammit. That's business in Asia. A whole super freighter full of medicine. Think we'll see any of the money? Guess you got to pay your dues. A whole super freighter full of medicine. Think we'll see...
just looking around.
People are trying to concentrate.
They keep you up here pretty late.
That's because they don't want people looking over my shoulder.
Why not?
Huh. I guess it doesn't matter what I say anymore. It's because I falsify all the records, okay?
They probably don't want you telling people that.
So, I don't care. I figured it out today, how they do it. People with my job got the great death. In a couple of weeks, I could be in a camp. I could already be sick.
Why would they do that?
Whatever's in those labs, stuff goes in there. Instruments, military personnel, none of it goes on the record. Iverson had his job, that's why he got sick. Chang, Kylie, Watts, now it's me.
I'd really like to check out those labs.
You some kind of spy or something?
Does it matter?
If I get you down there, can you do something for me?
What's that?
Hunley, kill him. I bet you can do it. You guys have ways to keep from getting caught. I can give you clearance.
I already killed him.
You what?
The guy in the suit, right? I took him out. Part of an intelligence operation.
You mean...
You have time to get clear, but I need the clearance, okay?
Well, okay. Sure, it doesn't matter to me. The code to the elevator is 6512. I'll make sure you have access once you get to the lab. It's a big operation down there. Lots of genetics what's going on. That's all I've been able to figure out. I'll make a break for it after my shift. I can't leave right now because of the camera. I hope they don't figure out it was us. Security passes expired. You better get going. Big operation down there. Security passes expired. You better get...
You the one they just cleared for level 1?
Yeah, that's me.
You are welcome to stroll around the laboratories, but respect the work that we do here. Your security pass can be canceled with no warning.
I've looked forward to this for a long time.
Security is watching through the cameras. If you cause trouble, an alarm will sound, and the guards won't wait to ask questions.
Yes, sir. I'll try not to get in anyone's way.
Do not ask the scientists questions. They are very busy. The Americans are here, so everyone has to be a little more formal today. Welcome to the Level 1 laboratories. Sorry, we do not give tours. Sorry, we do not give tours.
They don't let me talk to lab personnel. I'm on duty. Carry on with your business. Keep your security pass with you at all times. Guess we both have to work late. Psionics is on level 2. Tough day, huh? I'm ready to knock off. You lost or something? I'm on duty.
Be back here. This is the armory. Why do you need a weapon? What are you doing? We're gonna report this. We're gonna report this. This is the armory. We're gonna report this.
You lost or something?
Okay, drop him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Gotcha. He's here somewhere. We've got a casualty here. Nothing here now. He's still in the area. That's him.
Specific instructions for you to follow. Your purpose for being here remains unclear. I will be consulting your file. Your purpose for being here remains unclear.
It's really a question of abstraction.
Exactly.
You can't be dealing with this sort of thing on the base pair level.
Essentially what I told Miss Chow. Tissue augmentation. It's not a matter of twiddling bits.
We need to stay focused on tools.
In principle, yes, I agree.
The older scientists don't grasp what it means to have so much data.
Still, we have to throw them a bone once in a while.
With the right software, organism design should be indistinguishable from CAD/CAM.
We'll whip up another non-Mendelian. They love the Karkians.
We are having an important discussion.
You met the American team? Have a look around. The project is finally starting to heat up.
We are having an important discussion.
Just talking shop? Never mind us. Tell Simons we're close. Very close. Aren't you supposed to be downstairs?
It is a simple request.
Lab procedure forbids.
The psionics laboratory.
The psionics laboratory has no business worrying about weak interactions between incidental subatomic particles.
Our work on Fitjof Capra.
Capra. A quantum quack.
Don't criticize what you don't understand. Scientific progress depends upon collaboration.
Maybe you should cross your legs, hum to yourself, and try to read my mind.
The sharing of data between departments should be automatic.
VersaLife did not achieve 1 trillion credit equity by disclosing R&D materials.
We work in the same building.
Our results can be understood only by a few dozen people on the planet, none of whom are psionics engineers.
I'm trying to talk here.
This is a private conference.
How rude.
One of yours?
Stop interrupting.
Really? We have reserved the room for the next 2 hours.
I'm trying to talk here.
One of yours?
How rude.
One of yours?
I am not allowed to speak to visitors. Do not interfere with the experiment. I cannot answer any of your questions. I am working. We are being observed. Special agents are here to enforce policy. Go about your own business. Ms. Chow will inspect the facility shortly. Do not pry into the research of other groups. The boss is here from the United States. He is very hard to impress. We are being observed. Do not pry into the research of other groups.
Stop interrupting.
I am not allowed to speak to visitors.
southwest wing of the laboratory.
If you don't know where you're going, you shouldn't be down here. Make sure you have the proper clearance. Let the scientists work. Don't touch anything. VersaLife has strict policies regarding visitors. If in doubt, don't take the chance. Stand to the side, out of the pathway. Please return to your work area. Let the scientists work.
Labs are down the hall. I think you're lost. Hey, what are you doing in here? These are private quarters. Get out before one of us throws you out. I've been watching over your fat asses all day. I don't want to do it during my break. Hey, buddy, who do you think you are? We're gonna write this up. Think you own us? These are private quarters. These are private quarters. These are private quarters. These are private quarters. We're gonna write this up.
Remember the briefing. Where to go?
Let the scientists work.
I am not allowed to speak to visitors.
This area is restricted.
This area is off limits.
Nothing for you to see here.
We are working with hazardous materials.
A word with one of the guards, and you will be the next test subject.
For your own safety, please leave.
This area is restricted.
This area is off limits.
A word with one of the...
I'm afraid we don't have time for visitors right now. Please, you'll upset the subject. This one did better than most. He is very excitable. The neural tissue in particular failed to express certain proteins.
I'm the captain here.
Really, you should go. Irregular nitrogen expression, you understand? No immune response, however. That should get us another big check from Walter Simons, don't you think? I've told them before, new neurons aren't the answer. We need to reconfigure what is already there. Irregular nitrogen expression, you understand? This one did better than most. He is very excitable. Mutiny! Get back in your cage! Subject on the floor! You idiot!
Want to be disturbed. I have 2 words for whomever wrote this biometrics package. User interface. I have to concentrate. Somebody's going to have to totally gut this thing and start over. How do they expect to express a high-level feature in a genome if they can't even come up with a topologically sound representation? That's enough. I really must work. That's enough. I really must work.
They've already had some success with the new version in biotech. They've already had some success with the new version in biotech. You must be with Simon's office. Be sure that he understands we're doing the best we can. You must be with Simon's office. Be sure that he understands we're doing the best we can. They've already had some success with the new version in biotech, trying out new coat proteins that resemble common phospholipids. That apparatus in the center is for magnetic containment, kind of like a tokamak. A crude device, not very secure. Self-replication is handled downstairs in a separate facility. They've already had some success with the new version. A crude device, not very secure.
That's enough. I really must.
It is decided there will be a truce. We will share the sword and manage Hong Kong together. We will share the sword and manage Hong Kong together. Let us be quiet. Agent Denton from America has retrieved the software component. Please accept our gratitude.
It is my honor.
Begin.
As the faces of a perfect blade are reflections of one another, as they join together to make a perfect edge, so we shall form one blade, not the male and female swords of Ganjian, one which must avenge the other, but one weapon, precise in its purpose, though wielded by many arms.
And much as the steel sharpens its edge and anneals its own surfaces, let us preserve, together, the form of our traditions.
The only enduring work of man, that which is born again with the next generation.
Forever.
Forever.
Again. Accept our thanks, Mr. Denton. You will have to join us for drinks at the Lucky Money later tonight. In the meantime, Mr. Tong wants to see you.
Thanks for the offer. Maybe I'll stop by.
Tracer Tong will want to congratulate you. Come, join us for drinks at the Lucky Money. The peace will be profitable for both sides. At last, we are one triad. Tracer Tong will want to congratulate you. You have rendered us a most valuable service. Tracer Tong will You have rendered us a most valuable service.
Peace between the triads is now official.
Good. We begin to operate from a position of strength. We will start manufacturing the swords and distributing them to our allies.
What next? VersaLife was crawling with troops. I think they were hiding more than sword technology down there.
Tell me about the labs. Paul and I concluded that VersaLife does the manufacturing, while the real research takes place in North America.
Plenty of scientists. Biotech, physics, nanotech, several research divisions. It would seem we still have a mutual interest.
We know they manufacture ambrosia. If you went back and gained access to the Level 2 labs, perhaps you would find something on the Grey Death. Your brother's failure in New York has left me with nothing.
You think you could find a cure?
That cannot be determined until I have a schematic of the virus particle and the molecular structure of ambrosia.
I'll go back, but won't they be ready for me?
There's a back way at the north end of the Canal Road Tunnel, which is just east of the temple. I sent an agent in that way once. She turned up a key code to the Nanotech Research Wing, 55655, but no data.
Worth a try.
By the way, VersaLife lost one of their R&D men in the Canal Road Tunnel collapse. A guy we think was carrying nanotech assets. He did some of the basic research that went into your implants. You might take a look, if you don't mind going for a dive.
I was down there already. A bad business.
Perhaps you can locate and destroy the manufacturing facilities as well. I will monitor your progress from here. Perhaps you can locate and destroy the manufacturing facilities as well. Perhaps you can locate and destroy the manufacturing...
been checking out the schematics you found. That's one hell of a sword. It's a generally accepted tenet of nanotechnology that nanites and traditional metals don't mix, but VersaLife found a way. It all seems completely obvious to me now. They actually embed iron rods in the carbon framework of the nanites, electromagnets which allow microscopic scanners, cleaners, and hammers to move over the surface of the blade. Kong's very pleased. He plans to mass-produce the dragon's tooth and arm the triads. I'd like to know what else VersaLife has going on down there. Kong's keeping me busy. He wants me to verify that the dragon's tooth won't set off the acoustic sensors the city government installed to detect gunfire. We found a useful ally in Tong. I just hope he can be trusted. I'll be right here if you need me. I'd like to know what else VersaLife has going on.
Some food is here. Looks violent.
access to level 2 laboratories.
There is a device in here called a universal constructor. It is one of the only two devices in the world capable of producing the nanomechanical virus called the Grey Death. I require you to destroy it. Use the code 525.
Look for a computer terminal somewhere in Revel 2 lab. If you find it, I can upload the data I need through your info link.
Success. Viral production has been terminated. Containment protocols have sealed off the entrance. You will have to exit through the effluent pipes in the floor of the chamber. Beware of biotoxin concentrations.
Seems to be some inventory data here. VersaLife has been synthesizing the Grey Death virus in great quantities. The entire stockpile has been loaded onto a super freighter going to New York. Interesting. The previous owner of the ship was Stanton Dowd. Ever hear of the Illuminati? Come back to the compound. I have much to tell you. Tracking down this Dowd connection. Illuminati fingerprints all over the sterics. I'm talking about the molecule shape. 17 segments, 23 coupling points. Only Illuminati technicians use sleeve bearings with 34-fold and 46-fold symmetry. Multiples of 17 and 23? 17, 23? The birth of Adam Weishaupt? Not a coincidence.
At last, we are one triad. My good friend, let me express my gratitude. A bottle of wine on me. Yum Sing.
I can't carry anything else right now, but thanks for the offer.
This is my club. Let me give you one of our better wines. An imported vintage from Napa Valley. The lieutenant, we had to go through the precinct sergeant.
A cordial relationship, as I would describe it.
You had him in your back pocket all the time.
Only one of many important officials loyal to the Red Arrow.
But if you want a truly excellent wine, you should try this Beaujolais from the Moulin-à-Vent region of France.
I can't carry anything else right now, but thanks for the offer.
The peace you have created between our two triads is a truly precious gift. Please accept our finest vintage, a Chianti from a private winery in Questa Grossa, Italy. 2015. Yum Sing.
And you have the capacity for large shipments?
Any product, any port of origin, any destination.
I might have some items. A certain segment of inventory.
The luminous part can ship penguins to Norway and document that they came from Japan. Please enjoy yourself. You are my guest at the Rocky Money.
Your operations must have been difficult without official protection.
A minor inconvenience. Not as difficult as you must have found running a business without distribution.
Not even noticeable. The Red Arrow makes many big deals.
I will show you what big is. 50 tons per month, with no help from the big officials. Let us drink in your honor. A rare man, the maker of peace. Please enjoy yourself. You are my guest at the Rocky Money. Let us drink in your honor.
Beer is 15. Wine is 120.
Can Can I ask you something?
What do you want to know?
Despite all I've read about the triads, I wasn't prepared to see them operating in the open, on the streets, and wearing uniforms. Doesn't the Chinese government care?
The Chinese leave Hong Kong alone to barricade the roads to control trade to the mainland, but they know how business is done.
I would think the secret smuggling operations of the triads would disturb the Chinese government.
Maybe the luminous path, but China knows that the red arrow of business owners, entrepreneurs, community leaders, and that they protect the city from outside influences.
You said outside influences. What does China fear?
China is the last sovereign country in the world. Authoritarian but willing, unlike UN-governed countries, to give its people the freedom to do what they want.
As long as they don't break the law.
Listen to me. This is real freedom. Freedom to own property, make a profit, make your life. The West, so afraid of strong government, now has no government, only financial power.
Our governments have limited power by design.
Rhetoric? You believe it? Don't you know where these slogans come from?
I give up.
Well-paid researchers. How do you say it? Think tanks? Funded by big businesses. What is that? A think tank?
Hardly as sinister as a dictator, like China's premier.
It's privately funded propaganda. The Trilateral Commission in the United States, for instance.
The separation of powers acknowledges the petty ambitions of individuals. That's its strength.
A system organized around the weakest qualities of individuals will produce the same qualities in its leaders.
Perhaps certain qualities are an inseparable part of human nature.
The mark of the educated man is the suppression of these qualities in favor of better ones. The same is true of civilization.
I'll get a drink later.
Please, enjoy yourself. You are my American gangster.
That was unwise. Do not insult me again. Worthless American gangster. We have nothing to gain from being enemies. That was unwise.
Tong is pleased about the files you found. Your pilot will be here as soon as you talk to Tong. We cannot believe the news of the super freighter. Something must be done. You must speak with Tong immediately. Your doctor friend is here, down in the infirmary. Now the hard work begins. Tong must find a cure for the virus. Your doctor friend is here, down in the...
Tong fix you up? Yeah, you? You cut it pretty close. I'm in pretty bad shape. Looks like I'll be living in Hong Kong for a couple of months. Will you get better? Any permanent damage? I'll recover, but not right away. You'll be on your own for a while. I hear you've already been keeping busy, just getting to know the locals. Turns out VersaLife had a universal constructor. They were synthesizing the virus right here. Tong told me. Not a cheap gizmo. Just a 12 sure does a lot of R&D. Every ruler needs a power base. Without the people, well, you need something to use against them. I'm going to see what Tong has to say about the schematics I recovered. Hey, do me a favor. Get better. I'm working on it. I'm still pretty weak. You'll have to go on to New York without me. Gunther's in the field now. They say he wants your head. Heads are starting to roll at UNATCO. Kaplan, Barry, not sure who else. Gunther's in the field now. They say he wants your head. Don't know if I care for your sense of humor.
Humor?
The Illuminati stuff. I was risking my life in there.
No joke, Mr. Dickie. They're quite real. Though not as powerful as they were at the beginning of the century. I know a few of the former leaders.
Like Stanton Dowd?
Yes. Plus Beth Duclair, Morgan Everett. Most of them in Paris, I understand.
What do they have to do with Majestic 12?
A question for Dowd. I will contact him in New York. Hopefully he will agree to meet you.
What about a hacker named Daedalus?
A valuable informant. He sent me one of the codes I needed to find that super freighter.
A super freighter? That's enough virus to infect a continent.
Your pilot is landing in the courtyard. Find out and see if he knows where the ship is going or how we can stop it. In any case, it is time you left Hong Kong. There is word of a UNATCO agent searching for you here. A German, they say. Augmented.
Tell your people not to tangle with them. I'll deal with them myself. Do you have what you need to synthesize a cure?
The data you recovered should provide an answer. In time.
I also destroyed the universal constructor they were using to manufacture the virus.
A universal constructor? I should have known.
But I did it on the advice of the hacker, Daedalus. Who is he, really? Alex says he may be an AI, part of an old government program.
An AI? The thought occurred to me, but more likely it is cover for a real human being.
But who?
A powerful man, we must assume. I don't like mysteries, but at least he appears to be on our side.
I don't like mysteries either.
Your friend Jock is waiting in the courtyard.
We cannot believe the news of the super freighter.
Daedalus. That sounds very familiar. Your brother will recover soon. He got here just in time. My guess is that Majestic 12 is a faction of the Illuminati, which did away with its parent. All I know is that something terrified Dowd and Everett. Once two of the most powerful people on Earth, now the old Illuminati heads are afraid even to be seen in public. Be careful in New York. They'll be waiting for you. Daedalus. That sounds very familiar.
We all made it.
And just in time. I hear Simon's had me on his blacklist.
Maybe so. I'm glad that you're safe.
I slipped out right after your escape. Security was a shambles, so I brought you a little something from the supply closet.
You didn't have to take that kind of risk.
It was worth it, trust me. They gave me a funny look in customs, but I managed to bring over an augmentation upgrade canister.
Isn't that sensitive technology?
I just told them that I do business with VersaLife. VersaLife seems to be a magic word in Hong Kong.
Well, thanks. Now hang tight for a while. UNATCO will be looking for you.
Gunther went berserk after you escaped. Smashed up the cell block pretty bad. I had to sedate him. I'm gonna stay in Hong Kong until this all blows over. I've had my excitement for the year. And to think, I interviewed at VersaLife. I could have had a job in one of those labs. Thanks for getting me out of UNATCO. I'm gonna stay in Hong Kong until this all blows over. Gunther went berserk after you escaped. Smashed up the cell block pretty bad. I had to sedate him.
Chime had a close call getting out of UNATCO, but I'm sure glad he made a break for it. I think he'll have a longer lifespan helping Tong out at the operating theater. Quite a load of data you brought in. A lot to study. Don't know how Tong expects to find a cure. It's not even a real virus. Kind of a hybrid of viral proteins and nanomechanical machine parts. A long body like a dragonfly. Sockets built into the shadow. Saucer-shaped modules plugged in here and there. A general-purpose device of some kind. Very customizable. Infection would be a ludicrously simple task for such a complicated machine. Ambrosia turned out to be one of the saucer-shaped modules, a hardware lock of some kind. We could replicate the Ambrosia functionality, but to actually destroy the nanovirus, I don't know. You go after that shipment, I'll help Tom.
Fill me in. So we have to dig up Stanton Dowd?
Yeah, you know him?
I heard a few things. I think Harley Philbin knows how to contact him. I always thought Philbin was pulling my leg about the Illuminati, though.
I guess we'll find out when we get to New York. Let's not waste any time.
We think Philbin is in the area. Tong will tell you more. Looks like UNATCO brought in a lot of armor. Be careful down there, JC. Looks like UNATCO brought in a lot of armor.
No time to waste. You need to get to the Underworld Tavern and make contact with Harley Philbin. He is one of Melon's aides, and he will set up the meeting. Follow his instructions.
Out.
Stay out of the street. Cops shoot at anything. Not too many places left to hide. The bots shoot anything that don't have a uniform. Saw one of the bots cut down an old lady in her groceries. Man, that ain't right. Not too many places left to hide. Not too many places.
Owner's left town, as far as I know. Heat's off, but I don't mind. I don't mind. A lot of rats, but I guess that's okay. Cops don't care where you are, as long as you're inside. Heard this place was condemned. A lot of rats, but I guess that's okay.
UNATCO's put a price on your head. What are you doing in the city? I didn't expect the kitchen to be under martial law. People know the government has a vaccine. Riots everywhere. You still on the dole at UNATCO? I never mentioned. I've been working for the NSF all along, and the Illuminati. I'm on your side. Right, the Illuminati. I need to find one of their leaders, Stanton Dowd. A load of plague virus is on its way to New York. Virus? You mean the Great Death? What's Dowd got to do with it? The same corporation that makes ambrosia also manufactures the virus. Quite convenient. The virus came over in a super freighter previously owned by Dowd. Yeah, most of Majestic 12 is just hand-me-downs from the Illuminati. Huh. We knew about ambrosia, but the virus? That's news. They're infecting people on purpose, huh? I was hoping Dowd could tell me where the freighter would unload. I'll contact him. Go to the burn-up storefront of Osgood & Sons, over where the tunnels connect to the warehouse district. You know, where the NSF had the generator. I'll try to get him to meet you there. Osgood & Sons. Yeah. And JC, be careful who you mention the Illuminati to. Like Joe Green. He's a spy for UNATCO. The reporter? Are you sure? Here's the proof. Hey, kill Green and you'll be doing all of us a favor. Already took care of him. I don't like people who ask a lot of questions. No shit. Man, you really did change sides. Never would have thought it possible. Thanks for getting rid of that guy. They're dropping like flies. Dowd doesn't like to be contacted directly. You'll have to trust me.
Someone will meet you in the alley.
You'll have to trust me. You out here because of martial law? I didn't know they were using Marines.
Nah, Yanako likes to work alone. I just came out to look up a girl I used to know, Sandra Renton. FEMA gave me a pass for the curfew.
Some bad news. I think she's dead.
That's what I heard, some punk on the street. If I find him, he's gonna wish he was never born.
What's FEMA doing handing out travel papers?
They took over the advanced submarine base where I work. I don't like being pushed off duty, but I guess little R&R never hurt anyone.
They brought in their own staff.
Most of us were moved out of the main submarine hangar last night. FEMA set up a perimeter. We'd sure like to know what's going on in there.
I would too. Maybe I'll check it out for you.
You a cop?
Used to be.
I'll say it straight. I'm a patriot. I don't like to see one of our top secret bases commandeered, especially when the only people allowed inside are these Asian mafia types. You think you can do something about it? I can have my buddies at the front gate let you slip by. My name's Vinny. Tell them you know me.
Thanks. I'll see what I can find out.
Someone wasted the bartender. Drinks are free. Us Americans, last of a dying breed. We've got to stick together. I don't know why we let so many crooks run this country. I saw Walton Simons himself get out of a helicopter on the roof of the hangar. We know a cover-up when we see one. I asked one of the guys, so what's the emergency? Why's FEMA here? He said, you ask one more question, the emergency's gonna be you. That's how they talk to you. I saw Walton Simons himself get out of a helicopter.
I'm showing net activity on several of the smuggler's avatars. He must be at home.
Why'd you come back? Yanako's got every cop in New York after you.
Unfinished business.
So you finally wised up and joined the NSF.
I don't know if I've joined anything, except maybe the people.
Good enough. You know where you stand. It's because people don't know they can pick a side that the government has so much power.
You gotta get moving. Have anything you want to sell?
Sure, something you might like. An assault shotgun and some sabot rounds. I also have some lambs. I'll give you the whole box of 5 for $3,500.
Never mind. Never mind.
The clinic is closing. If you're having an emergency, please see one of the bots. The doctors have gone home. Plague vaccine is just a rumor. We have no such thing here. You can sleep on a couch until the police open the streets. I said you can stay, now leave me alone. I said you can stay, now leave me.
Hey, Coleman. How you holding up?
I'm fine, just fine.
Come on, we're safe in here.
How long are we gonna be safe, Ike? They're just shooting people for no reason.
Don't you worry, this will all pass.
Sure it will. Goddamn, but I'm tired of living like this.
All of the cops acting like they're invading a foreign country.
I saw the cops shoot someone right in front of me. It's not like television, it's just a pop and then there's some blood on the ground.
I hear they've got a cure. That's what people are saying. Heard it from Smuggler. Keeping it all to themselves.
They said the martial law was only temporary, but it doesn't feel very temporary to me.
What happened to this damn country? Keeps going from bad to worse.
Ike thinks they've got a cure, but there's not enough for everyone. That's why the soldiers are out there, protecting the cure.
You stay in here. Mostly no one bothers us in here.
At the kitchen, they told me I should repent my sins, but I don't know what I did wrong. At least I don't have the plague.
Got the look on you. Man who's running out of friends.
You ever been to Paris? I'd like to see Paris.
Maybe it'll be better in the morning.
I saw the cops shoot.
You stay in here. Mostly no one bothers us in here.
They said the martial law.
Got the look on
Who's out there?
Dowd?
I agreed to see you because we have a mutual enemy.
Why a vacant building? I thought the Illuminati were bankers, politicians, Council on Foreign Relations types.
We always stayed in the background, even when that was true.
You all right?
Caught this damn plague myself. Anyway, we never had troops like Majestic 12 or freighters full of bioweapons, if what you say is accurate.
It's accurate. I just don't know where the freighter would dock.
They'll want to hide it. The only facility big enough on the East Coast is the Advanced Submarine Facility at the Brooklyn Naval Shipyards.
Of course. That's why FEMA took it over.
They're probably storing the virus in the ship's diesel tanks. The only way to make sure it's destroyed will be to scuttle the ship.
Scuttle a super freighter?
It can be done, if you know where to place the charges. Smuggler should have explosives that will work.
I already have some explosives.
I'd pick up some more while I have the chance. But if you think you're equipped, then find your pilot and get going.
You sure you're all right?
I'm hanging in there. If you come across some ambrosia on that ship, however...
Don't worry, I'll get you some medicine.
I'll give you a blueprint of the ship. The X's mark the 5 tri-hull wells. Crack those up. Reverse the bilge pumps, and the ship will split open like a banana. Tong told me he found an interesting molecular signature on the virus.
a clue to who developed it. I am certain it was a former member of the Illuminati. The custom among our scientists was to sign their work like painters. It was a group of conspirators within the Illuminati that formed Majestic 12 to begin with. The conspirators were far more ruthless than we were. We couldn't compete. Majestic 12 realized that technology alone could be a source of political power. However, the Illuminati laid the foundation. The multinationals, the global structures Majestic 12 depends upon. Majestic 12 inherited a system that took millennia to develop. It's true that our organization stretches back to the Order of the Assassins, or Hashishim, but not in the way you might imagine. The Order hasn't so much lasted, has been continually revived. Adam Weishaupt started from scratch in Bavaria in 1776. But so did Thomas Jefferson a few years later. It's the idea that has lasted, the system, or the desire. Every thinking person's desire to give the world some decent organization. Cecil Rhodes, for instance. Absolutely no formal connection to the Illuminati at all, but one of the greatest visionaries of centralized power. Now we have Rhodes Scholarships, which feed recruits right into the Council on Foreign Relations, a very powerful tool. In my opinion, the history of the human race has been one long succession of conspiracies. Deceive ourselves. We call the successful conspiracies governments. We're running out of time. Better track down the smuggler.
Converging on your position, JC. I'll land the copter on the roof of the Ton. Get out of there.
For our operation now. You're finished.
Yes. Password?
I need your help.
So?
I've uncovered the truth about the Grey Death. It's a man-made virus and there's a load of it on a super freighter at the Brooklyn Naval Shipyard.
No tall stories, just tell me what you want.
Help me scuttle it. You have any extra lambs or rockets?
You think you can scuttle a freighter with a lamb?
A few lambs at weld points.
I'll help you out. How about a rocket for a get gun? Usually save those for the NSF, but I'll sell it at a loss, say $2,500. You can also have a half dozen lambs for $2,400. Better buy now. I'm selling cheap only because a lot of people could die.
I'll take the GEP ammo for $2,500.
You want to be about 30 yards back when one of these babies goes off. Hey, I'm starting to get nervous about this. What you're about to do is gonna turn some heads. I don't want any trouble from the authorities.
Actually, UNACO's planning an operation of some kind. You might want to get out of Hell's Kitchen after I leave.
What kind of operation?
A manhunt. For me. I don't think you want to get caught in the middle.
Thanks for the warning. Come on, let's wrap this up. You telling me the truth about this super freighter? They're really gonna expose people to the plague?
A Marine from the shipyard told me that FEMA's involved. Guess they've gone from fixing emergencies to making them.
If you ask me, I bet FEMA wants to cause a national emergency and get control of the army.
I think we can expect Walton Simons to make a grab for power one way or another.
That's all they would need. One national emergency. Then they could get rid of the president, shut down Congress, and suspend the Constitution.
Forget it.
Scuttling a freighter's a big job.
Give me a break. Hundreds of millions of lives are at stake.
I like what you're doing, but I gotta cover my costs. You can always loot the ammo storage facility at the shipyard. It's free, if you don't get caught. Scuttling a freighter.
Wish I had 2,400 credits. I could use a half a dozen lambs.
You can always loot the ammo.
Hold on, I'll be back in a minute.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
Abandoned lot next to the base. There should be an old grate on the wall that you can gain entry through. I've got to get out of here before the sentries get suspicious.
You with Page's group?
Yeah.
They just turned in.
Mind if I take a look at the ship?
The FEMA people don't want a lot of traffic through. Got something sensitive going on with the Chinese.
I'll stay out of the way.
If I was you, I wouldn't even look at this ship unless I was damn sure I was needed. Why don't you turn in?
I'm late. Let me pass.
The gate stays closed. Actually, our orders are to shoot anyone who tries to get in. We won't go that far, but don't expect a warm reception inside the perimeter. The FEMA people left strict orders. No visitors. If you snoop around, you're just going to get yourself shot. I'll be glad when this all blows over. I'm not sticking my neck out for one of Page's page boys, assuming you're who you say you are. You should have been on time for your meeting. We don't like what you people are doing in there. We don't like how FEMA thinks they can negotiate with a foreign power. They can't. Hey, I just follow orders. Your secret operation couldn't happen at all if it wasn't for people like me doing what they're told. Come back tomorrow. I don't have time to talk right now. Hey, I just follow orders. Your secret operation couldn't happen at all if it wasn't for people like me doing what they're told.
I don't understand. What are you doing?
Stand where I can see you. Get to the door at the base of the huge crane in the distance. But watch out for the guards and security bots. You're past the fence. Good. Up ahead are the barracks.
Stand where I can see you.
You need to gain entry to the base and eventually reach the large building to the north. Keep your eyes open for the ammo storage facility. You need to load up on explosives.
Haven't seen you in a week. Where you been?
Workers' comp. Messed up my hand while I was working on the sewer shutoff grate. Damn thing came down and nearly took off my whole arm.
You gonna be alright?
Yeah, it's okay. They told me they were gonna fix it. Of course, they waited until after I got hurt to do it.
I saw a bunch of folks working on that shed out back a few days ago. Figure they must be tinkering with the control valve, sure enough.
What's up with this place anyway? On the way in, some goon with a gun frisked me from head to toe. Told me to watch my step.
FEMA, sure. After they declared martial law, they came down on this place like they owned it. Shut off the sub-pin, threatened to shoot anyone got close.
Yeah, I saw him goose-stepping around back there. Christ, this place is going to hell in a handbasket real fast. Wonder what the union's got to say.
Right now, the union ain't got nothing to say. You supposed to be taking over around here?
Hey, I know my job. You want something else out of me? Talk to the union.
Don't mind me saying so. You can't be worse than the other guy. Simons. That's his name.
Place has turned into a military camp. You're gone 1 week, this is what happens.
I don't want to be getting anyone into trouble, but there's something about the man that just ain't trustworthy.
Look, you do what you have to do, I'll do what I have to do. I'm just saying I don't trust a bunch of guys with riot gear and guns.
Like what? Don't know exactly. Had this way of talking, like he'd just as soon wring your neck if he didn't need you for the job.
I ain't done nothing wrong, so just leave me alone, okay?
Strange tattoos, kinda swim around under his skin. Ain't seen nothing like it.
If you're gonna bust my ass, I'm gonna quit right now.
Got work to do, sure enough.
Hey, I know
Check in with the front office if you need to know anything else. Look, I'm done jawing. I got 5 hours left on my shift. Look, I'm done jawing. I got...
Planning your future objectives. Dow will be sending you to Paris. Make sure he gives you the current residence of his associate, Everett. I do not have access to that information.
believe this, JC. There was a raid on smugglers. We just saw